Hi guys, my name's Nico. I am with Empower Network and this is my story. I have been on the planet now fast approaching 4 decades. I have two children. I am a single mother. And let me tell you, I spent about a little over a decade working as an employee for my state here in California, um, specifically in mental health. More precisely in the Department of Corrections. And I just want to give a shout out right now, real quick, to anybody that has any loved one behind bars, because I can imagine that being very difficult. I spent a lot of times with a lot of time with these guys, that experience such disheartening and heartbreak with being away from their loved ones, especially during holidays and whatnot. And it really doesn't matter what brought a person there, because the reality is this: the laws are off the chain, and pretty much anything could get you locked up. Anything. And some people did some pretty horrendous things. Um, um, and it's easy to judge that. It's very, very easy to judge that. But what people don't recognize is that a person that can kill someone is a person that feels dead already. And that's just their form of expression. It doesn't condone it, but it really truly enables you to have compassion, because killing each other is just not a natural state of being. It's just not a natural state of being, and all of that is just learned behavior. Um, and that was just my my experience behind the walls. And life behind the walls, I have to tell you, is just like the world. It's just like the world that you see right now, but it's just so much more condensed. You know, it's just so much more condensed, and the negativity is extreme. It is extreme. Um, for me, it was just kind of like, you know, I was I pretty much served my own sentence. 12 years in the state. I worked a lot of overtime. I missed out on taking care of my family. I missed out on watching them grow. Um, and I could never get that time back. But, I woke up one morning with, the idea that there has just got to be more to life than this. There's just got to be more to life than this. And that's when I just decided that I was going to figure that out. I was going to go ahead and figure what that was. And it brought me to having the courage to really just walk away. I don't know if it's because I'm going through a midlife crisis. Maybe, I don't know. It's a great excuse, but whatever it is, I'm in it for the ride, and I'm loving the journey. I'm meeting great people, because of the change in the mind frame. When your mind frame is changed, you pretty much attract um, different people into your life. And that's what I really, really appreciate about this journey here, my journey to empowering myself. Because the reality is that you can't really help anybody else until you are able to help yourself. You can't empower others until you have become empowered yourself. It's just kind of like offering a cup of coffee with no coffee in it, with nothing in the cup. So, and this is where I'm at. How I found Empower Network was during a research phase that I was going through. I have a child. I have two children, actually. But my starseed child is the one that's getting ready to publish a series of novels. And I wanted to learn more about marketing and how I was going to be able to promote her and her ideas. She's just fascinating. She's got the mind of Einstein. And I'm really excited about what she's going to offer the children as far as her mission statement. And it's just all about, helping one another, like I said, and expanding the consciousness into believing that, life is here. You're here to experience life. life is supposed to be good. And if it's not what you're experiencing, then you have the power to change that. You have the power to change that. Nobody else can change that for you. Else can want that for you. And you've got to want that. And so my, my, my process of learning and growing has not only been challenging, but it has been um, uh, enlightening, to say the least, because not only am I learning more about myself, um, I'm learning more about just the way the game is played. And it's just, it's really more simple. It's really more simple than you've been led to believe. And so um, when I dove into um, when I dove into the decision that I made as far as, stepping out of my comfort zone and experiencing more of life, I discovered this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, where he really it breaks it down um, as far as how the financial system goes and how you can become financially free. And real estate investments are a phenomenal way, but it just wasn't for me. I'm not into kicking people out of their homes and profiting off of it. It's just not me. And 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 that was another thing that I had to dive deeper into understanding and discovering what that was all about, And so when I dove deeper, I understood that a lot of my beliefs come from my childhood, and the belief about money being the root to all evil was a big stickler. It was a big stickler for me, and I had to break that because um, as long as you remain in that vibratory state, you'll always, you will never attract money into your life. And you believe that money is the root to all evil, because it's not. Money is just energy. But you have to go back and really understand where your beliefs stem from. So I had parents, that loved the stuff more than they loved me. They loved money more than they loved me. And I spent most of my life angry and heartbroken back of that. And it's only, I'm going to say, in the past few years that I was actually able to release that and have compassion for them, knowing that, yeah, we live in a flood of information overload today. But yesterday, in their times, that was withheld from them. And so they lived in ignorance and they lived in fear and they had the mentality of scarcity. And so it was all about survival. It was always all about survival. And that's all they cared about. And so I just had to forgive and just kind of let go and move on from that, because as long as I held that belief, that was always going to hold me back. It was always going to hold me back. And I knew that. I knew that. Working in mental health, I knew that. I knew that for a fact. And so I just want to encourage you that if you're working with any kind of paradigm shifts that you want to break down, you know what I'm saying, and you're looking and you're ready to be empowered. Empower Network is just a phenomenal opportunity. The world is flooded with opportunity, and it's all a matter of what resonates with you. You know what I mean? It's all a matter of what resonates with you, what feels good to you. I appreciate being surrounded by a community of people that are just all about uplifting one another. I appreciate being in a community where you can just be yourself. I mean, you don't have to be anybody other than yourself, whoever that is. And as long as you know who you are, that's really all that matters. Everybody is pretty much accepting of who you are. I love, it's almost like a religion, if you ask me. But I'm sure people will identify it as, like a cult or whatever. I don't know. People come up with the most wildest things, but it's all a matter of what you want. Life absolutely has no meaning other than the meaning you give to it. So what do you want? What do you want to give meaning to your life? I'm all about empowering myself to empower others, because this is what it's all about. I'm sick and tired of being governed, and I'm ready to just govern myself and help others identify with that realization that they have the ability to govern themselves as well. And so I really encourage you that if you are looking for an opportunity, I don't know how you ended up here, I don't know, but I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that you are you know, watching this video not by chance. So um, I just think that it's all a matter of what you want. What is it that's more important to you? Are you ready to take action? Are you ready to change your life and be surrounded by a community of people that are all about the same thing? You know, you are the company you keep, and you will never be greater than the company you keep. So with that, I encourage you to go ahead, click the link below, and get started. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.